Hi everybody, Karis here. I am outside the Mary Godfrey Playhouse where this weekend we're going to be showing the Action Adventure Radio Show. We're going to be presenting that in front of a live audience. I did a previous video about that and I was talking about how we're doing scripts from Dragnet, The Lone Ranger, and Sherlock Holmes. I wanted to take you inside and show you a little bit about what we're doing. So, let's go inside. Da-da-da-da-da. Okay, we're in the lobby of the Mary Godfrey Playhouse right now. Up here we can see what the season has been like up until now. We have the melodrama, Drowsy Chaperone, Charlotte's Web I did sound for, Christmas Story, Hamlet I did sound effects and special effects and some lighting design, Action Adventure Radio Show I'm acting in and doing some Foley, sound effects and Foley. I'm going to be doing some sound effects for When the Lights Went Out. I'm going to be auditioning for that. Yeah, that's right. And I am, as of yet, not doing anything for that, but the day is young. So let's go in here to the auditorium. We just have the work lights on, but I'll give you a little tour and show you what we're doing here as far as Foley effects. Here I've got a big bucket full of ugly water and a bowling ball. And there's 2 points in 2 different scripts where something lands in the water. Once we got a bridge collapsing, and we add this effect to another sound effect, and I'll show you that in a minute, to make a big sound, a big splash sound of a bridge collapsing into the water. In Sherlock Holmes, there's a moment where someone drops their gun into the water, and of course we drop something there and make a big splash there for that. Wow, nice. Okay, this is our wind machine. I believe Jeff Tish, a friend of the theater, built this several years ago. And what it is, you got a piece of muslin strapped across this this contraption here that's got these planks of wood, and it's just a matter of spinning this wheel. And this is how we make wind. Well, you know, without eating chili dogs. Of course, I've got an old-fashioned typewriter there. This is a great little device. Someone donated this to the theater a couple of years ago. This is a box here that's got all kinds, I don't know if you can see it because it's kind of dark. It's got all kinds of bells and alarms and stuff in there. And we toggle the appropriate switch for whatever effect we need in the show. And this has a lot of stuff. So yeah, you can see that's some really cool stuff. Let's see here. Here we've got our disembodied door that we use when we need to slam a door or something like that. Up here we got, let's see, here's something for the various sounds of ratchets and locks that need to be taken care of. At some point someone strikes a match in the show and someone else uses a lighter. Old telephone, rotary phone. We got various bells, clicking of chains. The barrel's full, so this is not an actual gun. This is a stage gun, and we just use it to do a dry shot like that. Rustling of paper, and we're using these cups for the sounds of horses for the Lone Ranger. So over here we've got our on-air light. I've got some Foley effects down here. I was talking about the bridge collapse earlier. We're going to combine the water sound with this. I've got a bunch of little screws and chains and pieces of wood in this, and they're all up on one side. So what we'll do is for the collapse of the bridge, we'll tilt this so the stuff starts trickling down. And we will combine that with a big splash by dropping the bowling ball in the water over here. Here we've got Foley we've got sand and we've got gravel, and you can see I've got this all mic'd up so that I think you can see that we got it mic'd up, so that at the appropriate point in the show, someone will, you know, drag their feet across this and make it sound like we're walking through ground, you know, gravel and sand. We're actually, this year, this is something new that we're doing. I've got this old organ has been buried in the back of the Mary Godfrey Playhouse for years. And in fact, when I dug it out, when I excavated it, a lot of people weren't even sure if it worked. but it does work. And so we're going to use this to play some live music cues, and that's going to be fun because they tend to use a lot of dissonant chords, like stuff like this where there's notes that are close to each other. You know, little music cues where it's like, gee, Joe, I don't know what happened there. Let's find out where the criminal is. You know, stuff like that. So let's see, that's basically it as far as I can think of. Oh yeah, we've got, you know, there's a moment where someone opens a drawer, so we've got that. And a moment where someone moves a chair, so we've got that. A lot of it's really basic stuff, exactly what you would think of for a lot of the effects, but for some of the stuff like when you can't bring wind or a crashing bridge live on stage to perform in front of an audience, you have to get creative and start thinking of, what can we use to replicate those sounds? And that is what we're doing.